Mr. Gregory Maurice.
How are you? How's your day going?
It is going fabulous. It's going to be even better because once my interview wraps with you, my work day is complete.
Oh, okay. Then I'm gonna make this quick for you. Make it nice so we can enjoy the day.
No, no, take your time, sir. I'm Nye McGee with EUR Web. Thank you for giving me your time today to speak about Film Hub.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you for having me.
Of course, you are the acquisition lead at Film Hub. Tell me what that means as the acquisition lead. You go out and curate projects, find
Yes,
talent to work with the company.
yes. I've been doing this for 15 years when it comes to films acquisitions and distribution. So I go to a lot of different film festivals, and because of I've been doing it for so long, but now a lot of filmmakers they come to me basically like, when they have a project, they want to know like the distribution strategy, how they can monetize it, and us at Film Hub now we have like a vertical dedicated strictly for that. So, as you know, there are a lot of talented young black filmmakers like across the country, and they don't know where to go, and they don't know how to distribute their titles. And for us, like we're trying to basically like be the hub for them and be the place to advocate for them, and basically like figure out the strategy for them to monetize their titles.
Let's unpack that a little bit more. How has Film Hub positioned itself as a game changer in film distribution?
Yeah, it's specifically for the black cinema space. We're probably like the largest film distributor out there, and we are very different because we pride ourselves. We value transparency, which is like very unique in this industry. Because for us, we have a digital dashboard and accounting dashboard, like where filmmakers once they create an account they'll be able to get reporting and they'll be able to see the performance of their titles because all of we have over 150 partners like channels partners and a lot of those partners like whatever data and reporting that they share with us we make that available for our filmmakers, which is very unique because most of other distributors they don't make that information available to them, but for us like we feel like by being transparent, by providing more information, that's gonna create more trust within that community.
Or how does this approach help level the playing field for independent filmmakers, especially those who have traditionally faced barriers in this industry?
Yeah. If when you think about like distribution in general, other studios and also like other distributors, traditionally when you receive like a distribution agreement, usually, like that agreement is exclusive, so you tie down to that specific studio, and usually, like they put like a long-term contract. It's usually the standard is probably 10 to 15 years. So that creates a lot of skepticism, like with a lot of filmmakers, because they don't want you to basically like you're just gonna give away your title for so long, and sometimes you don't even know what's going on, right? Which is like I can understand like why they are so reluctant to do that. But for us, the beauty of what we do, like we everything that we do is non-exclusive. So basically, like filmmakers, they partner with us. Everything is non-exclusive. We're not gonna put like a long-term contract for like 10 to 12 years. So basically, like if you're not happy how we working together and how what we're doing, you have the opportunity to just like delete your account and basically like you take your title back. We're not gonna hold you down for it. Yeah.
So I'm looking here about Film Hub has launched, and you correct me if my notes are not correct here. It says Film Hub has launched Black Cinema Vertical. Now, is that a separate entity from Film Hub? Is that a subcategory of Film Hub?
Yeah, because obviously, we as a company, like we distribute a lot of titles, but we wanted to basically like create like a sub uh, label, basically like to emphasize basically like our dedication that we're putting into the black cinema space, because we already partner with a lot of black filmmakers already, like and for us, like we wanted to double down, triple down to for them for the public to know about like our dedications and for that. So that's why we're doing that, so we can highlight that to I guess to the industry and for the to the rest of the world, like to know like, hey, we want to be in that space. We are in that space. We've been successful doing it in that space. And when you think about it, how powerful the black economy is, especially like what we do for like the America. Like we spend over like $1 trillion like every year uh for the US economy. And also a part of that, it's a lot of that is what we do in the film industry. We watch a lot of content in the box office, but most of the time a lot of channels they don't acquire a lot of black content. It's our community is still being underserved. So for us, like we understand it, we see the data, and we want to basically like highlight that we want to do more.
How do you see Film Hub shaping the future of Black storytelling in global markets?
Yeah, we want to be synonymous when it comes to black cinema. Like filmmakers, they just come to us because the analogy I always use when you think about like the early '90s and also like 2000, like the emergence of hip hop, how hip hop becomes so popular as a genre in music, and for us like because technology is becoming like cheaper now, a lot of those young black filmmakers like now instead of making music, now they're producing films and directing films. And for us, like we want to be their partners to basically like to help them distribute their titles because like it's gonna get it easier and easier, and also like more people like are watching content in different channels. And for us, like we're trying to leverage our direct partnership with those channels, and for the audience to find those projects being created. The beauty of also what we do, like we could traditionally, obviously, like Hollywood try to be gatekeepers and trying to tell you like what works, what doesn't work. But for us, like we basically like we don't try to create creativity, but as far as like the specs and requirement, technical specs, like we provide you with to tell you like, hey, for certain channels, this is what they want. This is what Tubi is looking for. This is the specs. This is what Pluto is looking for. This is what BET is looking for. Like we give you the information, like the requirements and the specs, and for you as the filmmaker, like it's on you to basically like to deliver that. But for us as a distributor, we don't try to tell you what to do or also like to gatekeep what you do because obviously like, there are like certain content we're not gonna distribute when it comes to like obviously like pornography, like nudity and all that stuff, like which is like very obvious. But as far as like the creativity for you as a filmmaker, like we're not gonna try to dictate what you can do. Because another thing that we're doing, when people think about black cinema overall, like they think particularly about one type of genre or even like type of content. There's like diversity within black cinema, right? There's like thriller, there's like romance, like holidays, like Christmas titles, like action. So trying to be diverse, like to acquire as diverse type of titles, and also like another thing, when people think about black cinema, they all only think about obviously like African American, which yes, this is black cinema, but obviously the US as a country, like we have the Afro-Caribbean, we also like have Africans who moved to this country, like they have like their unique type of cinema that they do as well. And for us, like we want to showcase that diversity within our community.
Is Film Hub a hub for Black filmmakers only, or is it for filmmakers of the BIPOC or filmmakers of all races, colors, cultures, and backgrounds?
Yeah, for all for everybody, because yeah, for across the board. But for me specifically, my vertical, I focus more strictly about the black vertical. But Film Hub as a whole, like it's for everybody.
How does Film Hub ensure that independent films and independent filmmakers, especially those from unrepresented voices, get the visibility and the audience they deserve?
Yeah, that's what I got in this business for throughout my career. It's usually advocating for a lot of those streamers like to basically license more black titles, and also like the conversation that I have with them, whatever insights that I get from them, I share that within the community with all the filmmakers to know exactly like what they're looking for. Because usually most of them they usually tells you what they're looking for. So part of our job is basically like being transparent, showing that, telling you like, hey, this is what this channel is looking for, that channel is looking for that, and the filmmakers like now they know. So when they out there like producing or directing like a project, they'll be able to uh produce something that fit whatever like the channel's programming they're looking for. So for us, it's just always trying to be transparent and also advocating to a lot of those of our partners to let them know like, hey, you still need to acquire more black titles, to license more titles, because we leverage those relationships because we do a lot of business with those channels. So we try to, yeah, obviously advocate and leverage those relationships.
What common mistakes, in your opinion, do indie filmmakers make when trying to get their film seen?
I would say the common mistake I always see, because most of the times like they don't understand like the strategy. Nobody walks them through like to let them know like, hey, those are the rights of we were acquiring, and explaining each right. Because when you think about different rights for a film, like you have like transactional rights where like people can rent or buy the title. There's also like we have what's called like the subscription video on demand. So sometimes like those platforms, when they license your title, it's exclusive to that channel. And also like there's what we call like AVOD, like advertising video on demand. Those are like channels where people watch with advertising. And also like I think most of the time like filmmakers like they don't know like the basically like every all the rights. And I think just asking questions and also doing a lot of research from all the distributors, or ask them the questions like need to be asked when it comes to exclusive, not exclusive, how many years, and also like the fees. And also within the film within the community, a lot of filmmakers like, because like, it's a small niche community, right? Just talk to each other, like to figure out like, hey, what was your experience working for this company, that company? Go by just sharing the insight. And also because I know it's hard, because a lot of us, a lot of filmmakers, they don't like to basically like network or even ask questions, but you need to ask questions within that community to know like the best practices, like so you don't repeat the same mistake.
Absolutely.
If they have a project that they want us to take a look at, if they could go on our website, filmhub.com, like they can just like submit their film, like create an account, and our team will review it. And basically like as soon as I will review it, like we'll get in touch and basically like trying to talk to them and try for them to understand like the strategy that we think we should do to release the title.
Very good. Gregory, my last question for you today, looking ahead, right? Looking ahead, what are Film Hub's goals for expanding its reach and impact? How do you envision the company's role in shaping the future of independent film distribution?
Uh, well, we want to be basically like for because at the end of the day, we want this industry, because a lot of filmmakers like they talk, and also like we can see like their frustration, like especially when it comes to our industry, when it comes to transparency. And for us, like I think that should be like the norm across the board, like for any distributors, like anybody in the industry, like when it comes to transparency, like just provide the filmmakers like with the information that they need and they're asking for. Because at the end of the day, like we shouldn't be blocking or hiding any information, because I think I think that should be the norm. And I think by us, because that's the standard for us, like by us doing that, and I think hopefully the rest of the other distributors or people in the industry, like they take they learn from that and they can do the same thing.